Hey guys, so now we're reviewing the Reynella East College versus Saint Ignatius College Geelong game. So this one is with the Year 9 team from Reynella East College, with a few slight changes from the Ignatius College team, with a few people swapping out, and even we get a special guest. We get their teacher playing jungle, who is quite a good player as well. So we've got him on Jack's jungle. So this will be a really interesting game. One thing we're going to be focusing on though as well is having a look now, just at the very start, having a look at the game setup. So as you can see here, Saint Ignatius College, they cover all zones, so they're not going to get invaded. So you can see they've got that one covered, mid's covered, and then they've got the river down here covered as well. So if we want to go for a cheeky invade, we'd have to go all the way down here or all the way up top, which is not the best way to go. So they're covered. What we're seeing here though is while we had Morgana, she was doing a good job being down here. So we're covering this area and this area, because it gives you vision of there as well, so that we don't have any vision up top or down in mid. So generally you would put someone here, okay, so getting vision of each other there, and preferably top would be sitting up here in the tri-bush. So just that there. So as you'll see here though, that leads to they realise, oh, they're not covering this area, so they can go for the invade on the red. And so there, that invade on the red, these guys are getting a pull down here. These guys are being really smart, so they don't know, they're obviously waiting. And in this kind of play, I did say to him, I said, oh, he's definitely starting red, as I was looking over you guys' shoulder playing, because they did the wait. So that's good. But it also leads this to first blood. So if that was warded, or if they saw them going in, Shen up here would have been a lot more. It would have been a lot easier for him to be like, all right. So I don't know why he walked so far away from his turret. He's got to remember that he's level 2, he's level 1, and he started going at him back here. So blows his flash, then gets taken down anyway. Jax also flashes. So first blood going out there. But as you can see, if he did walk back that way, he would have been fine. Now having a look over here as well, so the game's going well. Ori's doing a good job. She's pushing up, playing a bit aggro and stuff like that. You've got to make sure you punish those melee mid laners though, especially if you're playing Ori with an auto attack buff for her passive. So she can really make sure you're getting the poke damage out and stuff. Not making yourself go but getting in those 2 or 3 auto attacks every now and then. It's just going to absolutely shred the Diana. So because you got to remember as well, from maybe 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit earlier, Diana is going to have kill pressure on the Ori, so you got to make sure you're really using that early. You see here as well, no team at the moment being terribly good at warding. So just down the river there, no wards. The red team has 1 ward on their red because it was invaded, so they've obviously done that to kind of make sure there's no invade there. Poor Diana missing the bush there as well. So yeah, got to make sure. So this is kind of it. You got to make sure you're being careful here. So way too many minions to be going in on that, and that gets her a little bit chunked. But as you can see, as she was already getting her low with the poke, it was really good. Also got to make sure that Morg here, so as you can see there, she's playing in front there, but half the time she's playing behind the Tristana. Morg should be playing like up in this ring here, because she's got the black shield that she can use on herself, so she won't get knocked up by the Rakan. But good, as you can see there, good bit of poke, good, and that happens for this first kind of where we get up to 7-8 minutes. So really good poke coming out from the Morgana, hitting those Qs, but you got to make sure playing that aggro style, so that Rakan's scared to go in and stuff, and he's getting a bit too low. So as you can see there, he's already popped his health potion. Hang on, I'll bring up the scoreboard. And so as you can see, he's got 1 more health potion. Keep ticking away like that. Another good trade by the Ori. Keep up with that. So that's kind of where there's so many minions there. She should have gone a lot harder and gone right up near, walking with her, getting those autos in, making sure you're popping her really low. So really important to do that. And we go now, Severe's hit her level 3, so she's taken her spell shield. So now you're going to be moving through. Well, it was a good idea at the start to be aiming her as Morgana. Now be aiming the Rakan, or even pulling first and getting rid of that spell shield from the Severe would be really good. Yeah. One other thing though is that, so if we go to, we're going to go to the first team fight now. One thing is though as well, so if we look at the Ori here, so she's forced Diana to go back already. So what she should be doing, she should be pushing like crazy. Stay down there on her. She should be pushing like crazy, and yeah, getting it all the way to tower so then she can go back. Because now that Diana's come back, she's level 5 as well. She hasn't really lost much XP, things like that. A little bit of poke coming out there, but it's not really too good because Diana's already bought her Dark Seal and boots and stuff. So she's going to be able to keep up with that Oriana. So got to make sure you really care that. So now that it's pushed up, I'd probably be leaving now because not that Ori knows, but this is warded. Jax is coming in. She's warded that side. Got to be kind of thinking about that. Not kind of using her lead early, and that's what causes that death there. So you need to make sure when you get that lead, you've pushed all the way in. You've poked him out of lane. You've got to make sure you go back, use that gold, use your advantage. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to skip to this first team fight that's at 12 minutes. So we're going to go to 12 minutes because that's a little bit before the team fight. But if we just have a look, so have a bit of a squeeze at the ward setup here. So fully warded bot lane as well as another control ward down in here. Red's got a ward back here to cover that dive, but it's not generally going to happen. Control ward in mid, another ward in mid. And so it's basically got this whole river warded. So yeah, we've only got 2 defensive wards from red side at the moment. So that's really important to make sure we see in the year 11 game and the year 12 game, they have 4 and 5 man bot lanes that then take tower, take dragon. That's what you've got to be really careful of. And I think as you're going to see now, so we're going to play that. And so as you're going to see, we've got bot lane staying in there, farming up, doing their thing. Red putting a ward down there. I don't know why that's kind of a waste of 30 gold. Put a control ward in there. I'd put a normal ward. But yeah, as you can see there, so now we're coming in here. Good play by Zach, coming over the wall, getting that Rakan. Got to make sure you just burst that Rakan. So it was pretty good, trying to get that CC, getting the heal out, burst down that Rakan. The thing with so if I slow it down a bit, go back a little bit. So good ult by Shen there as well. So if we go back a little bit, alright, so here we are. So as you can see, this Rakan gets some really good damage off. I get that, so they're pretty low. I want to make sure that when we use the Morgana ult here, so you should keep walking away that way. I don't know why she starts walking towards the Severe that's going to kill her. Should have kept walking away. Tristana's got to be more confident and stay close because she still had like almost half health, and that could have been a dead Severe because quickly killing that Rakan and then getting a bit closer. But it was good use of the ult by Shen as well, giving the shield to the Tristana. That should make her feel a bit more confident to go in and kind of get that kill. But as you see here, after that ult play by Shen, so Shen's going up here, looking down bot, and that's good. You've got to sit back under your tower and look for that TP. Ult. So yeah, it does that, and Ornn stops it. But that's fine because he's already got the shield onto the Tristana, and that's all he really needed. So you can see now that he's going to get tower dove. He flashes that way, and then for some reason he taunts back towards the enemy Ornn that's almost full health. If he taunted out this way, he would be free and clear. And now for some reason, I don't know why he's staying, because as you can see, Shen's still got TP up. He could have left straight away, taunted that way, gone back, and got whatever items he wanted, and then moved on and come back and TP'd back and saved most of that tower health. Because now that tower's basically, it's almost going to go down because we've got a cannon minion wave as well. So yeah, that's really important to make sure there. So to summarise that one though, you've got to make sure we've got the ward coverage, make sure we're a little bit more confident, especially down here in bot when Tristana and Morgana, we're definitely going to out-damage the Severe and Rakan, especially in the 3v2 scenario. Got to make sure that, because they had the good CC from Zach, so he got that pull start first up, so just make sure, focus the Rakan, kill him, and then focus the Severe afterwards. Yeah, could have saved the Morgana death by just keeping walking as well, so that was pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the next team fight, the really important one that was at 17:30. Okay, so now we're going to go to this play here. We're going to pause it. Now we're going to have a look at is the state of the game now. So state of game at 17 minutes and 37 seconds. So as you can see here, bot tower's already gone, top tower's gone, mid tower's gone, and that's not looking great, alright? And I understand we're 10-1, we're down a bit. We need to start thinking about turtling, calming down a little bit, and just trying to farm up so that we can get that scaling with Tristana, scaling on the Ori, scaling on the... Well, get Zach and Shen to be tanks. But what we've got now, so at the moment we've got on red, so if we put on all, so we've got really good rotation right now from the bot lane mid, because it's two... the enemy bot lane's gone mid, Oriana's all by herself, so rotating up. But as you can see though, so if we have a look here, so if we go to red view, all defensive wards again, so we've got a ward on the blue, ward up here, and a ward up in try as well as over there. But if we have a look on the blue side, you can see here heaps of offensive wards up around mid, because they're trying to cover themselves. So that the bot lane can be up here pushing up, they've made it possible by warding both sides. So warding over here to watch for that Zac jump, warding over here to watch for the Zac jump as well. That's the way to keep themselves safe. So if we play that, and you'll see that the bot lane's perfectly in view, so they go through a ward there, but they don't quite get out in time. So Severe for some reason turns around, and that's when you should engage in that 2v2, because you know that the Oriana is closer, so she should be moving up, and they can kind of go for that. But Ornn's TP'd in now. It's still a 4v3 scenario, so getting that Rakan kill, and then they should all be just dogpiling. Should be dogpiling onto the Severe, trying to ignore the Ornn as much as you can, because no matter what, he's going to get some of that CC down, but you got to make sure you keep that damage going, keep up that DPS. Because what we've got now we've got a 2-for-1 kind of scenario, which isn't very good. So if they kept going on that Severe, and if Tristana jumps, so if you have a look here, so if we go back a little bit, just notice where Tristana jumps. Sorry. Go back here. So you see Tristana's here. They're all going in. Rakan gets a little bit too confident, goes over this wall, only getting the Morgana. Tristana going in nice and hard. Shen ulting in really well as well. So Shen's now in the fight as well, getting that, trying to get that taunt off. Tristana jumps in and goes for the attack on. See how she misses a attack move there on the Severe that would have definitely killed her. So she dropped, walked past her, walked back. Whereas if she was holding down shift and did it, or A and doing it, they're both attack moves, and so she would have got that initial auto attack or two, and the Severe would have been dead as. So you need to watch out for that. Now what you're going to see as well, they're really good macro play from these guys, because they've got that. They're going to come up here, they're going to get this, because they've got a wave coming, they're going to get this tower, and then that opens up the Rift Herald for them to get, and so they can go over there and get that Rift. But yeah, to summarise for that though, because we've got really good rotation from bot, but then it turns into the overstay. So what happened then was, if you go back here, they get a good pick on the Rakan, and then going for the... But as soon as that didn't work against the Severe, you leave the Zac, Shen and Ori leave. They should be heading back this way, not going near there, because if they walk all the way around, they can cover that tower. But they try to be greedy over here and walk straight past the enemy team when you know all four of them are there. So you need to make sure that overstay doesn't happen. Be nice and safe, walk around that way, because then if there was three of you under this tower, so Tristana's going to go back, who should be walking back. So if you pass that tower, it's faster to walk back than to press B. But if two of them there against three there, I'd be pretty keen to take that fight as well, especially if it's a Shen and an Oriana against those three. So Shen with his W and taunt, it'd be really hard to dive. So that's what you need to be thinking about. Don't overstay, but think about how you can save stuff. So if they didn't get that tower, they still probably would have got the Rift Herald, but then you could be pushing somewhere else or stopping the Jax, probably getting a pick on the Jax because he was all by himself. Alright, so I'm going to conclude that one. Hope that helps, and we'll have to have a better game next week.